Hey y'all, how's it going? It's your boy Kennard Lewis. We here in the flesh. We doing it right. And I'm here today to talk about another hard topic that we have to deal with. And that's about sticking it out. Really, Kennard, another hard challenge that we have to deal with. First we started about talking about toxic environment. Then we talked about walking away. Now you want to talk about, sticking it out. It's difficult, right? But like again, not every day is going to be a walk in the park. We're not going to be able to experience happiness and joy and excitement on a daily basis. Happiness and excitement is just as important as sadness and anger and frustration. It's just as is. And with that being said, there are environments or situations that we don't have the luxury of choosing, right? And like, for instance, being born into a particular family, you know, being put into trauma, experiencing some type of psychological, physical, or mental accident or trauma that really puts you in a distressful state, right? And with that being said, there are things that we're going through. There are things that we're traumatized by, and as we proceed in our lives, we sometimes want to quit. Sometimes want to give up. And on the extreme side, that could be suicide. Let's just keep it real, right? I know I've had my years during my adolescence, years of suicidal ideation. Being bullied, going through trauma, trying to find value in what we're going through, and it's hard, right? And to stick it out, I understand that sounds like, a very insensitive thing to say, but within reason, of course. I'm not saying that if you're going through trauma, stick it out, right? Because I want to be cognizant of what we're going through. The main idea of what stick it out means is the pain that we're enduring, right, is not going to be everlasting. There are things that we're going to get through, and there are things that will pass. Not everything will pass at the time that we want, but it's important to understand that the moment that we decide to give up, the moment that we decide to quit on ourselves, can be the moment that we miss out on an opportunity of growth. And I say that with strong consideration of the people that are really going through things. Sometimes we just don't even want to get through a day. It's real. It's real. It's hard when we're dealing with those toxic environments, when we're dealing with people that don't reciprocate that same energy of love and compassion. It's hard to stick that out, But not everything has to be so negative of sticking out, right? There are positive things that we stick out, and sometimes that could be working out, relationships, right? There are things in our lives that we take on, right? That we choose to go on the path. And for instance, me, when I first started working out, I really did not like it. I kind of had some hate towards it because it was tiring. I put my body, I was dealing with my knees, healing. That was difficult. And I'm trying to figure out, how do I get back on track? How do I get my body back on it? And it's hard because, you're working out for a month, you don't really see anything. And working out for these past 4 to 6 months, I've seen some progress. Lost over 20 pounds. I'm happy. I stuck it out. Even though some days I did not want to go to the gym, I had to stick it out. My relationship. I am blessed and ecstatic that I am actually, on this day, a year for my anniversary, reaching a year with my beloved girlfriend. And that's beautiful. You know what? Like, again, not every day in our relationships are easy. There are times that we argue. There are times that we get into verbal disagreements. It's part of the journey. Working out. This part I didn't want to work out. I'm tired. I'm late. Like, I'm not feeling it. But it's about making a choice. It's about making a conscious choice that I'm going to survive. I'm going to outlast this. That the pain that I experience right now, again, is temporary. It's going to be okay. And I'm glad that I as when things that are going bad in my life, I understand that this is not the end. And I'm glad that I stuck through my relationship. I'm glad that I stuck through my working out because I got to see results in my body and my health. And I got to grow with a special person that has made me happy with who I am. And I've been able to find love and trust it and work through it, you know. But on the other hand, again, trauma, working out, relationships, toxic environments, good or bad, there are things that we're going to be going through that they're going to be hard to stick out. They're going to be hard to outlast because they're really affecting our mental health. The one thing I want y'all to understand is that if it is that point where it is messing with your mental health, that's when we start talking about that walking away type of conversation. That's when we start talking about, is this really for me? I don't know. But there are things that we get into that are going to require pain, sacrifice, you know, and with that sacrifice and pain, we have to understand that good things come out on the other side. The grass is greener, I believe. I understand it may not always seem greener, but good things come out. If I did not outlast bullying, I would not be here. If I didn't outlast my workouts, I would not have the body that I have. If I would have not outlast, you know, the difficult times in a relationship that all relationships have, I would not be proud to have an amazing girlfriend for a year. I would not, you know, and that's the thing. It's about understanding that success is always there. Success will come. There will be great times, and it's just about seeing it through, sticking it out, outlasting it. I know some days are hard. I know they are difficult, but I believe that you're going to survive and make it. So please, let's try to think positively. Let's try to think optimistically. Let's be more hopeful for our actions and our circumstances and know that we're going to get through this. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.